Borders usually seem permanent, lines on a map, dividing nations, languages, and laws. But in the heart of Europe, there's a border that literally moves twice a year. Welcome to Pheasant Island, a tiny, tree-covered patch in the Bidasoa River between France and Spain. It's only about 200 meters long, barely a blip on the map, but it's one of the world's most unique political territories. For centuries, France and Spain fought over this region until, exhausted by war, they needed a neutral ground to negotiate peace. In 1659, on this very island, they signed the Treaty of the Pyrenees, ending decades of conflict and sealing a royal marriage. Instead of dividing the island, they did something remarkable. They agreed to share it. Twice a year, the border shifts, sometimes it's French, sometimes it's Spanish. Pheasant Island became a living monument to diplomacy, a symbol of cooperation rather than conquest. It's a place where the border itself refuses to sit still, challenging everything we think we know about nations and territory, and it all started with a handshake on a muddy riverbank. The solution was as elegant as it was rare joint sovereignty, or a condominium. For 6 months the island is Spanish for the next 6. It's French, no border posts. No drama, just a scheduled swap. At midnight on July 31st, the island quietly changes hands overseen by naval commanders from both countries. No one lives here, and public access is forbidden. Only maintenance crews from Irun and Bayonne set foot on its soil. The island is a legal twilight zone, one day Spanish, the next French, raising quirky questions about nationality and law, but in reality, it's just a peaceful, empty island, maintained by both nations as a shared responsibility. The arrangement has lasted over 360 years, a testament to the power of creative diplomacy. Pheasant Island is a place where borders are fluid, and cooperation is the rule. It's a quiet reminder that not all boundaries need to divide. Administering Pheasant Island is simple. Each country's naval commander acts as viceroy for 6 months. There are no citizens, no local government, and no EU jurisdiction. The island exists in a kind of legal limbo. The towns of Hendaya and Irun are its closest neighbors, and locals know its story well. If a crime ever happened here, the date would decide which country's laws apply, a neat, if rarely needed, solution. Over the centuries, the island has seen kings' treaties and the slow erosion of its shores. France and Spain have even worked together to reinforce the island, protecting it from being washed away. Their joint efforts keep the spirit of 1659 alive, not just sharing land, but preserving it together. Pheasant Island is more than a curiosity, it's a living example of peaceful coexistence. It's a place where history, geography, and diplomacy meet in the middle of a river. And it endures because two nations choose to share, not fight. In a world where borders often divide, Pheasant Island is a rare bridge. Shared, not contested. Every 6 months, sovereignty shifts quietly, reminding us that borders are human agreements, not unchangeable facts. The island's story challenges us to imagine a world where cooperation trumps conflict. For locals, it's a symbol of shared heritage. For the rest of us, a lesson in creative peace. Pheasant Island proves that even after centuries of rivalry, nations can find ways to work together. It's a hopeful anomaly, a patch of earth that belongs to both and to neither. Next time you see a border on a map, remember the island that changes its mind twice a year. Sometimes the most stable ground is the ground we share.